Aaron from RedDevilWeekly for the World Cup Daily Episode 2, live this time, as you can tell. And yeah, so I thought, I've got a lot. I'm quite busy at the moment, so I can't really make a proper episode. I will be doing it for the next one, but as of right now, I can't particularly make like a proper episode, if you know what I mean. So I decided to do it live. Welcome, Dazza. Welcome, Red Army FC. Thanks for joining, guys. I decided to do my World Cup show live. And guys, if you want to see the last episode of the World Cup Daily, go check out. It's live on the channel right now. And if you haven't already, leave a like as well. So, Saudi Arabia absolutely hammered by Russia in the opening game. The hosts get off to an absolute flyer. 5-0 victory over Saudi Arabia, and it was an amazing performance really from Russia. And yeah, it was absolutely fantastic to watch. A really entertaining opening game of the World Cup. Welcome Nicholas, welcome Dazza, welcome Matthew Jones, welcome to the stream, guys. If you aren't already, please leave a like, as I said. So, it was an absolutely fantastic opening game of the World Cup. I mean, how often do you see 5 goals? How often do you see it? No, I mean, not really, not really. It's just great to get off. It's great for the host to play really well and get off to a flying start, just to kind of get the atmosphere and get the atmosphere in the country, that the host country, really well. And Nicholas has said it there. Golovin, what a performance by him. He set up 2 of the goals, scored one himself. I tell you what, if you had him in your fantasy team tonight, that was, what an inspired pick that was. Fantastic player, and I have a hunch we're going to see more of him after the World Cup and not just during. But I think Russia have got a fantastic young player on their hands. Really lucky to have him in there, and he obviously set up 2 goals for Russia, and and also, it was just a brilliant performance, absolutely fantastic performance. And yeah, the free kick as well. I agree, Nicholas. The free kick was unbelievable. You've got to say that. You've got to say. Frank Roberts, welcome to the stream, mate. Thanks for joining. He says Saudi Arabian defence wouldn't get a game for Forest Green. Yeah, I know. They were so unorganised. They just didn't track runners whatsoever. Looked sloppy pretty much all game. And to be honest, their attackers didn't do too much either. I mean, to be honest with you, fair play to Russia. I mean, Saudi Arabia's striker was isolated throughout the whole game. Didn't really have a chance, and when they did go forward, they didn't look threatening whatsoever. So it was very, very disappointing from a Saudi Arabia point of view. Really was. Because to start a tournament like that, when you're going into a major tournament, you go to the first game and you lose 5-0. Unbelievable for Saudi Arabia. Shocking, really. But do you expect any more from them? Do you think they should have done better? Who knows? Red Army FC says, over one game I wouldn't have him play for United. Yeah, I know, exactly. Well, that's the thing, isn't it? Obviously, one game. It's only one game. He's performed well. Obviously, talking about Golovin. And yeah, I think even though it was one game, you've got to applaud the lad. Absolutely fantastic performance. No doubt about that. And as I say, I think he will get picked up by some clubs after the World Cup. Red Army MFC says, after watching Saudi Arabia, I have hopes of becoming a pro footballer. Yeah, I know. It was shocking. It was absolutely shocking. Nicholas asks thoughts on Egypt versus Uruguay tomorrow. Well, you guys can have your say on your predictions in the live chat as well. But I think Uruguay are going to win that one. In my fantasy team, I've got Edison Cavani in there as captain, so I'm hoping for a few goals from Edison Cavani. But again, I'm just hoping for to continue the trend of really exciting World Cup matches, lots of goals, lots of incidents, and hopefully we get that against Uruguay. You've got kind of Cavani and Suarez, a few other decent players in there as well for Uruguay against Mohamed Salah of Egypt. And he has said that he's going to be fit to play in the opening game, which is brilliant for the tournament, seeing players. So you want to see the best, don't you? You want to see the best. So ultimately, I'm hoping for goals. I think there will be goals in that game. For me, if I was going to do a score prediction, I think Uruguay are going to win it 3-1. I think Salah's going to score for Egypt, but I think Cavani is going to score 2, Suarez is going to score 1. If they do start up front together, which, to be honest with you, I don't know if they do. As you guys know, my knowledge isn't brilliant on international football. Is it any football? Who cares? All right. Anyway, Nicholas says, will they start Cavani over Suarez? As I said, I don't know. I don't know if they play a front two or Frank Rolls says Saudi Arabia sacked. I can't pronounce that name. Despite finishing above Australia in qualifying, he then took the Australia job, and they have improved since. Saudi appointed PZ, who failed to qualify Chile. Well, that sounds like a really, that sounds like a fantastic, bit of work by the Saudi FA. And I agree, Red Army FC. I mean, again, I don't know too much about the background of Saudi Arabia, but I mean that insight, as you say there, gives you a bit of an insight on how things are run. I mean, it's not great if you're sacking managers who have actually done well previously, and then you're bringing in managers who haven't done well. Surely you want managers with the best track record, but who knows? Anyway, as you guys said, there's some cracking games coming up tomorrow. As you said, Egypt, Uruguay coming up tomorrow. It's going to be a fantastic game. Probably the pick of the games tomorrow. We've also got. You guys can remind me of the games actually, because this is a shambles. I should know the games. I really should. But usually I'll be able to check on my phone, but I don't. I'm pretty sure it's obviously Group B. It's gonna be one game from Group A and two games from Group B. And so I think it's Portugal Spain tomorrow, or is that Saturday? I'm not sure, but I'm trying to think. Welcome Liam A71 to Streamo. Thanks for joining. But yeah, if you guys can remind me what games are on tomorrow. I mean, this is shocking. I mean, for a World Cup show, I should know what games are on tomorrow. Really shocking. It'd be helpful if I had a World Cup watcher. Oh, thank you, Nicholas. Thank you very much. Yeah, Portugal Spain is tomorrow. Another blockbuster game. So really a blockbuster day of football. Egypt, Uruguay, Portugal, Spain. Some fantastic games in there. Yeah, thank you very much, Frank. Hero. So yeah, obviously Portugal, Spain, probably the blockbuster game. Ronaldo versus the entire Spanish team, really. And again, in that game, I fancy Spain to win. I really do. I think the team, the Spanish team, even though they've had a bit of problems with the manager and things like that, I still think they'll come through and give a really good account of themselves. Portugal, obviously, Ronaldo. This is really his last sort of big chance to step up and, his last sort of big chance to step up and prove what he can be on the big stage. And I think at the World Cup, it's probably going to be his last World Cup. I mean, I'm not sure if you guys agree, but I think this is going to be his last World Cup. Not going to lie. So I think Ronaldo will want to go out on a high in these World Cups. I think you'll have another Euros after this, but I do think this is going to be his last World Cup. So I think, he's going to have to play the other out of his skin. And he was one of the people in my first video, in the first installment of the World Cup Daily, which I tipped for the Golden Boot, but I'm not too sure. But he has to play absolutely superbly, and I'm sure he'll have the motivation. He does seem to like the big stage, so we'll see. But I do think Spain are going to win. I think it's going to be a closer game, though. I think it's going to be 2-1 to Spain. And I think if Portugal are going to score, then there's only one man who's going to get the goal, Cristiano Ronaldo for Portugal. But I think Spain, even with all the problems they've had off the pitch, I think they're going to win 2-1. And then you said you've got Iran versus Morocco. Now, I have got a Moroccan player in Amrabat in my fantasy team. So if I wanted any of those two teams to win, it would be Morocco. And hopefully Amrabat could bag a hat-trick. But that's obviously not going to happen. But, again, I think that's going to be a close. Nicholas here says Iran versus Morocco has potential. Morocco could be a dark horse, although Belgium are the true dark horses. Yeah, exactly. They were the dark horses at the Euros. They just seem to be the dark horses at all major tournaments. And I do think, this time their squad looks absolutely fantastic. And we've said this for the past few tournaments. They have a fantastic squad. There's no doubt about it. But, they haven't been able to play well as a team and play together, as well as they can. So if they don't sort out for this World Cup, I'm not sure if they're going to do anything. And maybe their team might start to disintegrate after this World Cup. I'm not sure. So I think, Belgium, obviously the fact they're in England's group, you don't want them to do well. I want them to, I want them to come second in the group. Although apparently some people are saying if England comes second, we get an easier draw, which I'm not sure if that's, true or not. But yes, obviously Belgium are in England's group, and hopefully, I'm not saying I have tipped, as you watched, I have tipped Lukaku for the Golden Boot for me in my previous video. And as I said, if you want to go check out the first installment of the World Cup Daily, it's on the channel right now. But I did tip Lukaku for the Golden Boot. I think he's been prolific in internationals recently. But oh yeah, ultimately, I want Belgium to do well, apart from obviously England. So there we go. That is what I'm going to say about Belgium. You know what lads say? I think we'll see Portugal and Spain drop off in the next World Cup. Interesting. You know, their squads are aging a bit. You know, from Spain, you got Ramos, PK, and, you know, a few other players as well from their team who are getting on a bit. So, yeah, possibly I agree with you. Frank goes with a 5-0 to Spain in Spain-Portugal tomorrow. Wow, that would be scenes, wouldn't it? That would be absolute scenes. Yeah, obviously North America 2026, they've got the bid, a joint bid with Canada and Mexico, and the USA have got the World Cup in 2026. So exciting times. But it's going to be annoying, obviously, if I am still in England when I'm in my 20s, I'm not sure. But if I'm still in England, then the time zones will be mental. But there we go. You know, I don't know when the next time we're going to have a World Cup in England. I don't know. But there you go. Frank says, Portugal's defence is so vulnerable, 36, 35 and 34-year-old centre-backs. Portugal won't have the same motivation after Euros, and team is reliant on ageing Ronaldo. Fair point is a fair point. And yeah, obviously the fact that it's the ageing defence, getting a bit, being a bit slower, and that, that it's obviously they're better than they were. But I just, yeah, to do well in tournaments and to do well in games, you need a strong defence. Obviously, I sound like Michael Owen when I say that, but you definitely do need, a strong defence. Defence wins your titles, attack wins your matches. So there we go. I think the USA, Canada, and Mexico will all qualify automatically, as they're all being kind of hosted over the tournament. They're all the three host countries. Welcome, Asim Rai. Welcome to the stream, mate. How you doing? Thanks for joining. I was about to say thanks for playing there. He says Saudi keeper and two centre backs are rubbish. I know they were. I mean, their keeper. I mean, some of the kind of motions that he was doing to make the saves were just really awkward. They just did not seem right whatsoever. And so yeah, that's. I don't know. I mean, obviously, Saudi Arabia aren't known for the keepers that they produce. Let's not beat around the bush. But you're hoping for a better performance from an international standard keeper. But yeah, I mean, I obviously they're pretty much out of the tournament. I don't see them getting anything against Uruguay or Egypt either. So that's. I mean, or potentially we could already say one team are out of the tournament. Russia look like they could potentially go through if they have good performances against Egypt and Uruguay. I could see them possibly getting something against Egypt. I don't see them getting anything against Uruguay. But, we'll wait and see. The World Cup is a funny old tournament. But yeah, guys, if you haven't already, please leave a like. I really would appreciate it. And you know what? I'm probably going to end it here. It's obviously these World Cup daily episodes, just a bit of a short, sort of episodes. I'll talk about the World Cup. You guys leave your comments and things. I'll promise that in the next World Cup daily, the comments that you guys left on the last video and also on Twitter will be there on there, and we can have a look at your comments and things like that. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, guys. Please leave a like if you haven't already, and make sure you subscribe to the channel for the next installment of the World Cup Daily tomorrow. And remember my 3 predictions for tomorrow's games. Obviously, Egypt, Uruguay. I'm going with a 3-1 win to Uruguay. Portugal versus Spain, 2-1 Spain. And for Iran versus Morocco, I'm going to go with a 1-1 draw. So those are my predictions, and we'll come back tomorrow to see whether I'm right. But thank you very much for watching, guys. Please do leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Leave your comments in this comment section down below. Are you excited for this World Cup? What did you think of the opening game? And were you excited as me? And what do you think of Golovin as well? What a talent he is. Leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. And subscribe to the channel if you're new. The first day of the World Cup. The World Cup has officially launched, and it launched in style. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in a bit.